All right, time for another adventure with string theory fabric art. Today we are going to do Christmas ornaments. We are going to do a Harry Potter chibi Christmas ornament. So today I'm going to do Ginny because I love Ginny. Ginny's awesome. Okay, everybody loves Hermione, but I don't think they gave Ginny her due. So what you will need is you will need some black vinyl. For this design, the black vinyl acts as both the base and the back. And I know there's a whole bunch of shuddering going on right now. You will also need a little bit of orange felt for her hair. And I am going to use some peach colored, flesh colored, Ginny color marine vinyl for her face. These ornaments are designed to stitch out quicker, so they're done as an applique. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to hoop some medium to heavy, and I'm using some heavyweight, medium to heavyweight cutaway stabilizer. See how heavy that is? You can hardly see through it. And you are going to run step number 1, the die line for the base. And we'll be back in just a minute, and I'll show you what's next. All right, Liebchens, we have run the die line for the placement of the black vinyl. This is the base for your ornament. So we're going to put that down and run color stop 2. You'll notice it's in pastel peach. That's letting you know that you should use peach vinyl or peach felt because it'll be Ginny's face. Back with the tack down stitch in just a minute. Okay, folks, we've run the die line. Step number 2 for Ginny's face. There you go. You're going to want to take about a 2.5 by 2.5 inch piece of either peach colored marine vinyl, which is what I'm using because I'm going to play around with this whole texture thing. Her face will be vinyl, her hair will be felt, the robe will be the vinyl. You can play around and do whatever you like. You can even use fabric on this because at the end we're going to be doing a 3mm satin stitch, so there won't be any raw edges. And you're just going to float her face vinyl over that die line and run the tack down stitch. If you're paranoid, you can go ahead and put a little 505 right here to hold it in place, or you can tape it, but it's really not necessary. Okay, Chibi Hogwarts Chibi Christmas ornaments. We're working on Ginny. We've tacked down her face, and now I made a boo-boo, and I put my vinyl way too close to this end down here, so that's going to be super fun trimming out, but I can do it. You can do it too. We can all do it. Remember, keep the spatula side of your duck bills against your stitches. That helps prevent you accidentally clipping your stitches. If you can get a really sharp pair of applique scissors, all you really have to do is run it along the stitch line and it will cut without you having to go shoink, shoink, shoink. But if you can't get it to do that, you can go shoink, shoink, shoink. Remember, I'm going to be covering this later in the design with a 3mm satin stitch. So we should be able to hide our janky cuts. All right, our next step is tangerine. That's going to be her hair. I'm going to use some of this orange felt. It's going to place my die line, and then I'm going to place my felt and come back and trim. So let's go ahead and run that die line. Hello, my darlings. So we are doing Ginny. Ginny, run, Ginny. And we have done step 4, which told us that our vinyl or fabric needs to be tangerine orangish. So I've got a piece of orange felt, and I am simply going to float it. But since her face moved a little bit last time, I'm going to be extra special. I'm just going to be extra. And I'm going to put little pieces of tape just to make sure that this felt doesn't slide across my vinyl while it's doing the zigzag, applique zigzag. I'm going to throw it in the machine, and then I'll show you how to trim out. Okay, folks, we are done with Ginny's hair. There's Ginny's hair. Now we've got to applique cut that, and I know y'all hate that, but I've done the applique cut line as a 1.5 millimeter zigzag, and your satin overlay is going to be 3 millimeters. So there should be enough space and room that if you don't do a perfect cut, and I know many of you are going, I can't do a perfect cut, it should be fine. Remember, keep the paddle to the stitches, so that protects them. And we're just going to trim as close as we can all the way around. Yay! And then we're going to come up and do her hairline on the inside. Remember, you've got some vinyl coming up there, so be careful. You don't want to shove your scissors up underneath that peach colored vinyl you've already tacked down. Okay, there we go. There's her hair, yay. All right, now on our stitch sheet, we have just finished number 5. Number 6 is the white in her shirt. 7 and 8 are her scarf and her emblem. 9 are her hands. 9 are her hands. 10 is her eyebrows. And 11 is her face details and the inside hair. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run 6 through 11. You don't need me to show you every step of the way. We'll come back to this true orange, which is where we're going to attach the back, and that also gives your eyelet guide to turn this into an ornament. Back in a few. Okay guys, so on Jenny, we have stitched the details. Her white shirt, her goldenrod and bayberry scarf, her hands, her eyebrows, and then most of the inner detail black animation lines. This true orange is actually black as well, but I did it in true orange to force a stop. So right here between 11 and 12, when you see that true orange, that's when you take your Janae, and isn't she pretty? And you attach your back. All right, for those of you who've been around the block with me more than once, how do we attach our back? That's right, we tape it. This is also where you want to make sure that you are running a black bobbin or a bobbin that's going to match your back vinyl. Okay, we're going to put it in. We're going to run 12 and 13, and then we'll be back to show you how to cut and put in your eyelet to make this an ornament. All right, guys, last step. So we attached the back. We ran the eyelet die line and the final satin stitch. We're ready to unhoop this bad boy. Yay! And then we're gonna grab whatever scissors you like to do for trim out. I like my duckbills because they are the sharpest scissors I have. And we are going to carefully trim around this bad boy. Now remember, when you're trimming, you want to turn your vinyl, not your scissors. And you want to make nice, long cuts. You want to try to avoid snapping your scissors all the way closed, because that'll leave a jaggy little line. Okay. And then on this, I'm going to run all the way out to the outside, so that's not hanging over my head while I finish off her other side. Remember, try to turn your vinyl, not your scissors, as much as possible. And before anybody goes, oh my God, I can't do that. How do you trim so well? Okay, I said don't snap your scissors, but to get in there, I'm gonna have to. Years and years and years of practice. I didn't just pick up a pair of scissors and go, look, I can cut. The more you practice at this, the better you will get. So there's Janae all cut out. Now, we're gonna make her an ornament. She's got an eyelet hole. So you grab, and I know a lot of you have crocodiles and all kinds of fancy tools. I still just use plain old leather punches. Why? Because I get to hit stuff with a hammer. All right. Now, I will tell you that if you are using a leather punch, you totally and for sure and for real want to do it on a piece of wood or throwaway, because if you do it on your self-healing mat, it will not heal. All right, so I am gonna line up my punch with that inner die line. And I'm gonna grab me a hammer. Yay! And I'm going to punch it good. Ooh, I punched it all the way through. Yikes. Almost got my mat. Okay, then I'm going to pop her out. There we go. Now I'm going to grab my eyelet tools. I'm going to need a back, a front, and the eyelet tool. So the way I do this is eyelet in the front, then the eyelet washer. I'm going to make sure that I squish the vinyl down onto the base really well. There's a concave and a convex side. I place the convex side up. I place this doohickey on the center hole. I'm going to slide it out of the way so I don't hit this with my hammer. I line up the closing tool and I give it 1 or 2 good smacks. 1, 2 good smacks. And you will see that I've been able to bend over the front eyelet across the washer. I do have a tail right there. Gonna turn it over. Oh, she looks pretty. I'm a little off center, but that's because I'm working at a weird angle for the camera. And now I am going to find that piece of ribbon that I cut, to make this an ornament hanger. I'm just gonna fish. I think this is 1/4 inch gloss grain ribbon. And I chose red because I don't have any burgundy, because she's Gryffindor. And then I'm gonna do a little knot right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut at a steep angle to keep this from unraveling. And if you have better luck with fire than I do, you might want to singe it. If I try to singe it, I'll catch the house on fire. And there's Janae. And if you're wondering why I'm pronouncing that so weird, it's because I saw Forrest Gump at a developmental point in my life, and now every Jenny is, Janae! Run, Janae! All right, you've had enough of my loopiness. I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy your Hogwarts Chibi Christmas ornaments.